Does your front rack position look like this, with your elbows pointed to the floor, your upper back hunched over, and you're missing more lifts as you drop the bar to the front than standing up with them? Well, this is how your front rack position should look, with your elbows up, your back straight, and without stress on your wrists, elbows, or shoulders. Follow our 4-part series using the Sidekick tool to improve your front rack position. Hi, I'm James Young. We're going through our third segment of our Clean Up Your Front Rack position using the Sidekick tool. This segment was focused on the elbow, really as we get pain coming up, through that pull into that front rack position, and as we come through into that front rack position, a lot of times we'll get a lot of sharp pain, and sometimes this will be sharp enough that it'll actually cause people to drop the lift, miss the lift, and this is something that can be easily avoided. Alright, so Dallas actually has some pain as she gets into her front rack position, particularly doing front squats. A lot of this will actually be within the extensors of the forearm, the muscles that bring that wrist back, and also just some of the ligaments throughout the elbow as well. So the Sidekick isn't limited to just muscle, fascia, but really any soft tissue structure. We're going to use the muscle warming balm again just to really avoid any abrasion from the tool to the skin, just so it's comfortable and also just warms up that muscle a little bit. So using our Echo, we're going to be working through these tissues. The elbow is a great place where we're actually incorporating a little bit of movement as we're working through it. So sometimes we'll actually move the wrist back and forth. We can feel just a little limited range of motion as we do this with Dallas's elbow here. And actually just from a couple of strokes, we're already starting to see some of the petechia, some of the bruising forming here. But as we get right through this elbow, we can feel even just a little bit of grinding through that tissue. Sometimes you can even see on Dallas's face a little bit of discomfort there. That's normal. We don't want to go to a point where it's unbearable by any means, but a little bit of discomfort is fine. And as we work through the extensors, because of the length of the muscle, we're going to start to take more of a broad stroke. So we can really work through that full range. And then as we find particular areas where it's really painful, we can kind of hone in on that and just make shorter strokes. Really kind of explore with the tool a little bit. So where you're going to find pain, where you find discomfort, that's really what's going to guide you. And then even opening up when we come to the front of the elbow, following these extensors and even some of your muscles that rotate that wrist as well. Okay, so following up, after working through the elbow with the Sidekick tool, we like to always have a couple of exercises to use in adjunct. So the ones through the elbow, really we're going to be focusing on improving stability. A lot of times this is caused by weakness through the extensors. So really basic, we're going to have Dallas grab this. It's just a towel. It's a simple prop. You can use a towel at home. Sometimes even one of the battle ropes works really well. And all we're doing is getting torque. So we want to work that wrist through both extension as we bring that wrist back and also a little bit of flexion. So take advantage of this. Usually your elbow problems aren't just one-sided. We always talk about symmetry, things being equal side to side. So really just feeling that you're getting some tension there. Of course, again, if there's any pain, stop the exercise. Biggest thing to doing any exercise with your upper body, if there's pain, always stop. So we're not going to the point of pain, we're just trying to get some gentle activation through those extensors. So the second exercise we're going to focus on is just using a simple dowel. You can use a dumbbell. Sometimes we'll just even have people just use their hand as resistance. But again, we're focusing on just getting some stability, primarily through these extensors at the elbow. Really simple exercise. We're just going to do this for typically about 3 sets, 10 reps, just focusing on really getting good contraction and feeling this through here. Again, if we start to get a lot of pain, we don't want to continue with that. So these are 2 really basic exercises to start you out with that can really help the Sidekick to improve your elbow range and just decrease that pain. So that concludes our third segment on cleaning up your front rack position using a Sidekick tool. So we focused on the elbow today, and our next video is going to focus on the wrist. So we see a lot of wrist pain as people get into that front rack position, particularly as they catch a clean at the bottom, even just carrying it through a front squat. So we're going to focus on the wrist, help to decrease your pain there, and really improve that front rack position using the Sidekick tool.